Welcome back. 4th of July is a little over a week away, and as we gear up to celebrate Independence Day, things might look a little different this year. We live in the desert, of course, which means we often go through some big dry spells, and definitely we're in a hot dry spell right now. And that's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham signed an executive order urging all New Mexico cities and counties to consider banning the sale of fireworks due to drought conditions and fire danger. I spoke with Keith Clark. He is with the Bernalillo County Fire Department, getting more details on what you can and can't do this 4th of July. Right now we are joined by Fire Marshal Keith Clark. He's with the Bernalillo County Fire Department. How's it going this morning?
It's going well. Getting some work done.
Definitely. Great to have you with us. Let's talk a little bit about this right now, what BCFD is now doing here in the county to ensure that everybody stays safe during the pandemic.
During the pandemic here in Bernalillo County, I'm working from home. As you can see behind me, I work from home, and we do our best to maintain our social distancing with everybody. And we have a deputy fire marshal out doing business inspections, and they're doing their best to maintain that social distancing. But the inspections are pretty important because they are keeping everybody safe as they go into any of these open businesses.
Yeah. And now that we're coming up on the 4th of July holiday, again, keeping safety at the forefront of everything, let's talk about some of the enactions and actions that BCFD is taking right now to ensure that everybody stays safe through that.
Okay, so some of the things we do is we constantly monitor the weather. We monitor the winter, how much weather we got over the winter time, and how much moisture is in the ground, and the fine fuels, and how much moisture in the fuels. And that just kind of gives us an idea how quickly those things will catch fire and burn. We have a couple brush trucks that are out currently roving. They've been out going for the last 3-4 weeks. They're out there trying to get on fires quickly as they occur, and they have put out quite a few fires because of that. And because of the decreased moisture, we made a point to go in front of the county commission and request that they enact a burn ban due to the basically the lack of moisture we had this winter. And we've had some rain. As they said, the entire month of June's rain was in the first day or so, and we just haven't had a lot since then. So the fires have a propensity to really burn and take off quickly. So in effort to avoid that, we enacted this burn ban, which allows us to disallow anybody from having open fires on their property.
For anybody still wanting to celebrate the 4th of July, can they do it safely? What can they do as far as legal fireworks go?
The state set with this Fireworks Safety Act, they set what we can and what we can't do. So in Bernalillo County, forever part of our fire code, aerial fireworks and ground audible fireworks are outlawed. So in the event of a severe drought such as we're having, when the county calls it a drought and enacts the drought, we can eliminate the use of fireworks, the aerial fireworks and ground audible fireworks by state law, which is already always done anyways. But what it does, it just increases the area of barren land they have to use it in to make sure it stays safe and make sure that we're not causing any fires. Usually about 40% of all fires in this time of the year are caused by fireworks. So we want to make sure that people are using them safely in order to not basically catch any wildland fires, get moving.
Yeah, and anybody that doesn't adhere to those rules could be facing a fine or even worse, right?
Yeah, so we have deputy fire marshals out there, and there's also state fire marshals. And if you're caught illegally lighting fireworks, you can face a fine up to $1,000.
Wow. Cooking fires still in the outer lying areas of the county also still not permitted, right?
You can use, as long as you're using a propane, kerosene, or like a Coleman gas, something that can be turned off. A fire can be shut off immediately in the event of emergency, and also that does not produce any embers. Solid fuel fires such as wood that produces embers that are uncontrolled, those are not allowed.
Controlled, but definitely not open wood fires then.
Correct.
Yeah.
So not open wood fires. Anything's controlled, and you have to do it according to the manufacturer's specifications and make sure there's no combustibles around you when you're cooking.
Fire Marshal Keith Clark, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for a recap of that entire interview, as well as what's legal and not legal this year when it comes to shooting off fireworks in the city limits, you can head to our website, alwaysonkrqe.com.